Hello, how is everyone doing? I hope you're doing great. If you give me just a couple of minutes, and we will begin momentarily. Congratulations, we are officially 50% done with this week. Almost there. Of course, if you live in the United States, I think your week is pretty much over. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and nobody works on Friday, as far as I understand. So, congratulations, you're done. All right, let's get going, shall we? Let me get this off the way. You go away, thank you. And hey, how's it? That's a great start, right? How is everyone doing? Hope you're doing great. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. And we are going to continue working on our regular Monday and Wednesday project, which is the text to speech, or text to ads, as we call it. And the next section that we have to work on today is the list of orders. Basically, we're just going to create a table that will display all of the orders that a customer has created. And this will let us know if the order is either pending or has already been paid. That's the main functionality. Also, you can pay an order from there, just link out to the checkout page. And maybe we'll add a few more details to it, like maybe a search, a quick search, pagination, stuff like that. However, we have time to do today. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Let's see. One thing I should do, I'm debating if I should turn off the, well, I guess first thing I'm gonna do is check how many records do we have in the database. And if I have enough, maybe I don't have to create that many after this, because every time I create a new one, then that adds up to the number of tokens towards the OpenAI API. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, it gives us a lot of tokens monthly. Um, so yeah, I'm not too worried about that. But I do want to know. Last time we had 12. We had 12. Let me zoom this a little bit more. Let me see how many do we have right now. What's that? Oh, few things. I need to switch PHP versions because this is from work. And also, let me make sure that Xdebug is disabled. And it is not. All right, so yeah, we have 12 still, which should be enough for the table. This will give us enough data. We can probably test a pagination, maybe 5 at a time, so that we can see the links in the page, etc., etc. But yeah. All right, so where do we begin? I guess we can begin by creating like a new page, new Livewire component, scaffolding the table looks, and then make it dynamic. I think that those will be the first steps. Close this, create a new page. This is going to go inside Livewire. Pages, checkout, create, add. Debating on how we can call this. I don't know. I don't want to call it index because we are being verbose with this and we don't have an ads folder here so that we can't really do that. So maybe just show all, show ads, list ads, list orders. List orders shows list orders sounds all right. Yeah, list orders. Well, you should first of all commit what we did last week. Add on webhooks. This week is show orders. List orders. Okie dokes. Let's start with PHP Artisan. Make Livewire. Pages list orders. We do need to give this a layout like the others. I'm gonna check this one. Let's grab this, double yoink, move over and paste. And of course, don't forget to import. I'm learning. I'm learning. Target X, greetings. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you doing? I hope you had a great day today. Then we have Livewire pages, list orders. We are going to need a route for this. How far are you with this project? Almost done. Almost done. The last part is we're going to create a list order pages after you check out. You complete all the checkout. You get redirected to a list of orders where you can see all of the orders that you have created for ads and whether or not you have paid for it. And I think that that'll be the last part of this project. I'm going to see if there is anything that I forgot to do regarding polish, which probably will add one more session, very short, but yeah, the table will be the last part. I think we have covered a lot. Let's see. Oh yeah, route. Let's copy this one. Yoink. Paste. I'm gonna rename this route. I'm tempted to just name it ads like this. Then again, that component, maybe it's something like that. Orders. Yeah, I'm not super happy with the naming convention, but to be honest, it's just 1, 2, 3 routes, so no biggie. This will be list orders class. It is going to be protected. The name is going to be orders, like so. Of course, this template is completely empty. So I'm going to go to the checkout page, not the checkout page, the checkout template, and just copy a few things. Views, Livewire, pages, checkout. Is this too big? No. I'm just going to copy this whole thing. Yoink. And let's open list orders .blade.php. Paste it here. Change the title. And finally, I think we are not going to need any. Oh, what is that?
Moxcar just followed.
Moxcar. You're amazing, man. Thank you so much for the follow and welcome. Say hi in chat so I can say hi back. Welcome, welcome. All right. So I was saying that we don't really need. Hi, Moxcar. How you doing? Hope you're having a great day today. Thank you so much for the follow and welcome to the stream. We're not gonna. This div right here is the one that gives like a rounded box in the center, but I don't think we're gonna need that. We're gonna have a table in the middle, so I think we can just let's see, view inside tag, delete. That didn't work. Let's do that differently. View around tag, delete. That's better. Vim motions, baby. All right, so this part here, I don't need that. So view around tag, delete. So this is all I need. Probably gonna have just a table here. Let's so to get past the boilerplate, what I generally like to do is just find a good Tailwind CSS table that has already been laid out, just so that I don't have to spend too much time in the styling process. One place that I really like to use for this kind of stuff is called, let me see if I can find it. Oh my God, I'm blanking on the name. Hold on. I have it right here. Come on, get out, get out. Dang it. Let's do this. Tailwind, CSS, tables. I usually do that. Flowbyte. That's the one. Flowbyte. So this is like a component library. They do have a paid option and also an installation or an integration, but generally when I come here, for example, on the tables, I was already there. So yeah, because I searched for it. So you see this table here, they already have like a very nice layout for the table without any JavaScript or anything special, just Tailwind CSS classes. So I think I'm going to use that. So this table looks good, perfectly fine. We can use it. It also has dark mode enabled, etc. So yeah, let's copy this code here. And just paste it in. That indentation looks terrible. Oh, that was easy, wasn't it? All right, so yeah, we have that review and check. No, what? No, that's not what. That's not what I wanted to paste. Hold on. Undo, undo. I forget that with Vim motions, when you copy something from outside, you still have to use Command V instead of just P. That's better. This div goes all the way up here. So visual around tag. Let's push it up a couple of times. I think everything else looks fine. Product name, color, category. We're going to change a lot of this stuff. I just want to see how it looks. All right, let's take a look at that. Let's open Chrome here. Oh, I need to start a Vite server because otherwise it's going to look like crap. npm run prod no dev run dev. Wow, I'm blanking on a lot of stuff today. All right, so that's that. And because I'm using herd, of course, we just have to access tts ads, tt ads, new, and just go to that route. Not found. How come? Because I call it orders. All right. I think this is sudo at example.com password. Okay. Sizing is not right, but we can fix it. Colors look great. They do match the style of Breeze and the starter kit, so that's good. You just have to fix the length of that table, or maybe just center it. Yeah, centering will be better. If I extend it all the way, then all of the columns, the values are going to be too separated from each other. So I think this size is fine. And if it's centered as it grows, it's just going to keep expanding to both sides, which is kind of what we like. Kind of what I want. All right, let's go back here. Let's see what do we have to modify. Let's see, we have a max width. This is this is a div class relative over FlowX auto. I don't know if that's what we want. Although we might, because that means that if we go into mobile, it means that the table is nice and responsive. So yeah, we do want that. Let's keep that in place. Overflow X auto. Now this table with full. I guess what we can do is instead of flex call here, we can do just flex and item center. Remove the flex row here and then justify center. Come on. Yeah, that's what we wanted. Good, 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 good. Okay, so we have a basic table. Now let's make it so that the records, let's modify the columns and also show the data from the database. So what we want to show is the information for the ad. What do we want to show here? Obviously the status. By the way, this status should be an enum. Now that I'm looking at it, we're going to turn this into an enum so that we can manipulate it. It'll be easier because I'm envisioning this column, the status column, to be like a badge or a badge. So changing colors in maybe icons. Yeah, we need icons. All of that is going to be easier if we cast this as an enum. I don't think we need to show the ad copy. That'll be too long of a text. So probably just the radio station name, the status, when was it created? Obviously we need the total amount. So we need the radio station name, the status, maybe the service name, and the total. So yeah, I think we can do away with 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. If we need more, we'll add more. Well, it'll be 5. We still need the creation date. So 5. Let's start naming those real quick. So it's not going to be product name. Change this to radio station name. Or just radio station. That'll be fine. The color, let's change that to status. Let's change category to service. And then price, change that to total. Let's add one more column. Yoink, paste. Do we need scope in there? I don't know. It's distracting. What is scope for? The scope attribute specifies whether a header cell is a header for a column, row, or group of columns or rows. Okay. So I guess it's accessibility more than anything else. Can you stop doing that? Thank you. Yeah. Let's leave it in. This one will be for creation date. There you go. Okay, let's just keep one row and get rid of the others. View, visual, let's go all the way down and delete all of those. We only need one row. We are going to make that row data dynamic. We're gonna need more, one more column here. All right. So I'm guessing first thing we need to do is do a for each here and just go over the list of orders. Are we going to call it orders? Probably not going to call it orders because this is the add model. I'm really regretting the name of this component. Um, for each adds as add, or we could just call it orders. And each of those will be an add. Now the radio station name going to be add radio station, which is the relationship that we have in that model. Remind me to eager load this, by the way. Radio station name. Then for now, let's just display. What are you doing? Let's just display the status as is. I like the spacing here. So add status. So next one, the service. That is in add service, which is another relationship. Name. With name or description. And I forget create services table. Description. See? I forget, but I don't. If you know what I mean. Description. There you go. Next. The total amount. Okay, so this one, I kind of have to do that trick where we take the service price and multiply it by the number of time slots created for this. So we are going to use the money package for this. Let's find where we have this. In the checkout, I guess. Let's find it in the checkout view. Here. That's what we want. Yoink. And I guess we can just do paste. So yeah, we have a time slots relationship, which is a one-to-many. We just count that because each time slot is worth a certain amount of price defined by the service price. So we just multiply the number of time slots that we selected by the price. We call, because this is an instance of an object, we are using a money package to cast this as a money instance. We need to call get amount on that to get the integer amount. In if we call it just like price, it's going to give us a string. Sia Films, hello, I'm doing great. How are you doing? I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Me too. I've been using it for 20 years, so if I wasn't, I'd be pretty depressed. So yeah, thank you so much. How are you doing today? You're already saying you're doing great, but still, I hope you had a great day. I know you did, but still. How long have you been using PHP? If I may ask, kind of curious. It's not what I wanted. Okay, so we have the money. This money directive will just give us a nice formatted money value. And finally, I'm kind of guessing who's
See
that.
films just followed. You're amazing.
You're amazing, dude. Thank you so much for the follow. Let's try this. Add, because this column is already a house Livewire. Livewire is great. I gotta tell you, Livewire is, I am converted. As soon as I started using it, I can't remember even when. It's like, it's my go-to. For every project that I start, the first thing I do is, can I do it with Livewire? Can I? So yeah, Livewire is like, I cannot recommend it enough. I've been using PHP for a few years, mostly do vanilla coding. Oh, nice. Have you used Laravel at all? I do vanilla coding as well. At my current job, I have not. Ooh, you have no idea. If you're happy with vanilla PHP, as soon as you start using Laravel, brother, it's gonna be a life-changing experience. Kind of want to be you, to be using Laravel for the first time again. It's so good. It's so good. Give it a try, even if it's just for a small project or just a just a taste. Try it. Let me know how it goes. But start with, since you're coming from vanilla, don't go into Livewire right away. Try Laravel as is, without any other package, just Laravel. And then you can decide whether, if you like JavaScript frameworks like Vue.js or Inertia, Vue.js or wow, I'm so blanking right now. What is it with me? React. If you like Vue.js or React, then you can try Inertia. Or if you don't want to do any JavaScript or the least amount of JavaScript possible, then use Livewire. I used to don't like PHP, but I have been working with Laravel for 1 year and I love it. I know. It's like, as soon as you start using it, it's like a whole different world. Not just because of the ease of use and the benefits that brings you as a developer, but the community is like a whole other thing. As you feel welcome as soon as you start engaging with the Laravel community as a whole. I don't know. I think that's what brings, maybe the framework itself brings people, but they stay because of the community. But yeah, it's awesome. So many options too. You can do Inertia, you can use Vue.js, you can use React, you can use Next.js if you want to. No, Svelte, I think. Or you can go Livewire with Alpine.js, or you cannot do that and just stay with PHP and MV. Oh, I'm sorry. What happened there? Did someone post a link? Steve Films, did you post a link? I'm sorry. It's a moderation thing. I thought I had that fixed. Kind of hate that it just erases all of it's gonna be like 300 seconds timeout. I apologize for that. It's very touchy right now with posting links, but yeah, I apologize. If you give it a second, you'll be able to come back. I gotta fix that, man. I fixed the issue where I had two chat bots for commands, and one chat bot was just banning the other. So that's fixed. But this link thing is kind of too aggressive to my liking. I'll have it fixed for Friday. So sorry. I do want to have like a link protection, so because I don't want everyone to just be posting links left and right. But the deleting all the messages, that's kind of, it's too much. All right, let's try this. Create an ad. Wow, this AC is doing nothing for me today. Let me lower that down. There. Getting warm in here. So because created ad is a Carbon instance, we can just do format, maybe do something like month. What is I think it's D? D is for day. So a 3-letter day. Don't remember. I used this somewhere else. Where was it? I don't remember. Let's go look at the documentation real quick. It should be in PHP date manual. Where was that? Where was that? Format. Yes. All right. So D, capital D, is a 3-letter day. And then J for days without zeros. And also I like to add the suffix S. Let's put the month. No, wait, so it's Monday, January 12th. Let's see how the month looks. Where's the month? F. No, I think this will look better. F here. So today will be Wednesday, 27th. No, it'll be Wednesday, 27th, and then month. Do we have a 3-letter month here? Yes. So it'll be M, and then here, like that. Like that. All right. You know what? Now that I'm looking at this, maybe I can go and fix this because it's bothering me way too much. I'm gonna go and try and fix this right away on the moderation tools. I'm gonna take a quick tangent here. I apologize. So this is, I believe, stream elements. Yeah. There's nothing here. Too sensitive. Chat commands. Where's the moderation? Counter spam filters. Link protection. Timeout user. Why? See, why is it deleting all of the... it just says timeout user, and it should not be for 300 seconds. It says 60 seconds. I changed this. I'm going to disable this. There is nothing here that says that the messages will be deleted. So strange. Actually, let's just put it to minimum here. I don't even care about caps, honestly. Just links. Timeout the user. Just delete the message. Actually, I don't need to time out the user. That's stupid. So just delete the message with the link. Exclude the subscribers. There is no... Well, there is a custom message, but never mind. I don't care about emotes. I don't care about that either. Nah. And what is this for? Removes messages from a specific spamming user. I don't think I need that right now. That should be it. I wish I could unban you. You're back? Okay, thank God. I'm so sorry. I'm fixing this. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I changed this right before the start of the stream, and it should not have been 300 seconds. Should have been like 60 seconds, and now I changed it back. So just if you post a link, just delete the link. Don't ban the user, don't do anything else, just delete the link. That's it. I hope I'm not going to ask you to post a link because I don't know if it's going to work. I'll just pray that it works and maybe next time it won't be so bad. Thank you for staying, by the way. Appreciate that. All right. Now that we have this, also, I need to close that for each. Otherwise, it's going to be ugly. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're hanging out. I also like to hang out in coding streams, but this category has like 99% Godot or like game engine, game development. I mean, it's part of the category, but I rarely see anyone doing web development in here, which is a shame. I'm constantly looking for other web streams. There are a few, but they're mostly JavaScript oriented. Laravel is like a missing subject in this category. I'm hoping to change that. So we now need a list of orders. Should be pretty easy. We just need to go to the list orders component. You are? Oh, nice. Let me give you a shadow then. Hold on. That? Yeah. I'm gonna go and check your page after this stream. Very rare to see a PHP calling streamer. We have to support each other. What days do you stream? I'm usually here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, same time. So let's see, public orders. And then what we can do is in the mount. Do we do it on the mount or in the render? I think I'm going to do this. Generally, I would put this in the mount method, like this. Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. Oh, I see. Yeah, a weekend streaming. And what's your schedule? First of all, I don't know I don't know your time zone. What time is it there right now? Do you have like a rigid schedule, or is it more like well, I feel like streaming today? I'll just go in and stay for a few hours and then go out. So public orders. So yeah, I usually what I do is I do mount, and then I would say this orders equals add all, or rather, I would probably go with auth. Can I import that, please? Illuminate support facades. So I grab the authenticated user because I don't want to show orders from other users. And I get the ads like so, like so. I'm gonna need to do eager loading on this. But yeah, usually I would do that. But because I know we are going to end up doing like searching in pagination and stuff, I think it's going to be better if we take this from here and put it in the render, just so that we can modify the query to add more things to it, like order by, query the search parameter, etc. You do not have a schedule, but I'm trying to stream at least 1 day a week. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'll try to join in. If I see you on, I'll try to join in next time. Oh, paste there. Okay. Later on, we're going to start modifying this. That means I probably don't want this as a public property here. Instead, I'm just going to have it as a local property and just pass it down to the view like any other Blade component. There. There. Okay, so this should give me something to look at. I'm going to get rid of the mount method here. I don't need it anymore. This should give me something to look at. So let's see if that worked. Yeah, there it is. Looks repetitive, but at least we have the status. It works. A lot of pendings. Different totals based on the amount of ads that we selected, time slots, and the creation date. They're mostly from the same day. That's fine. I think I'm gonna get rid of the day. Hmm. And let's switch this order. Was that? Yeah, it looks better. All right, moving on. Um, those columns look disaligned. Most of my code is in imperative procedural style. Yeah, that's good. I mean, let me think about this. So you said you were using PHP. Most vanilla code, it's like that in PHP, and it's the easier way to work. There are patterns that you can follow to kind of improve it, but they're not necessarily a must. As long as your code is clean and readable and well documented, it doesn't really matter what kind of style you use. There are a few code bases on that style on my current job. So yeah, they are old. Like PHP 7.4 is the oldest version that we support. And yeah, they're like procedural from top to bottom kind of style. Right, now that we have a table, let's think about what next. Oh yeah, I said that the header, I don't like that. It's not a line, at least the creation date. I don't know why. Everyone else is like nicely aligned except for this one. Oh, because I'm missing the class, of course. Class px 6 py. What is it for? There you go. Better. What can we do next? Pagination, maybe? No, actually, let's work on this. I want to make this look pretty. Okay, let's do this. We are going to use badges for this. So I'm going to bring in a default badge and then I'm going to change it with an enum using an enum class. And I think we could use Flowbyte for this as well. They do have some badges here. It is on object-oriented style because the Laravel framework works, or basically the Laravel framework uses a model view controller pattern, meaning and everything is object-oriented in the framework. So in the Laravel framework, you have the concept of requests and responses. When you make a request to the server, a route, they have the concept of routes. A route basically is just the URL that you typed in. So Laravel will intercept that route and redirect that call to either an online function in your route, or you can also use a concept called controllers. So controllers are special classes that will handle the code for that route. And each controller will return a response. Can be normal text, or you can also add the view. And the Laravel framework uses something called blade templates, which is kind of like a micro language on its own, but it just gives you the ability to have all of your HTML in one file. You can pass data to that file and then use it to iterate over lists or do other kind of stuff with that data. And you don't have to use embedded PHP code in your HTML. You use something called directives, which if you saw here, I'm actually using a directive here called for each. Normally in vanilla PHP, to do this, you would have to open a PHP tag and then do the for each code for it, and then close that tag. And then at the end of the for each, you have to open a PHP tag again, and then close the curly bracket, and then close the tag again. The blade template allows you to just use like things like for each. You can use for each, you can use if statements, and there are many other directives that allows you to keep your templates clean and separated from your actual logic. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but yeah, it's object oriented and it's an MVC, model view controller pattern. You should really give it a try. I mean, all you need to do is just go to laravel.com. The documentation is first class, easiest documentation to read out there. Just go get started. Oh, but you don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you're missing. The thing is, most of the complexity of object-oriented coding, it's like abstracted for you, so that what you end up using is like a very comprehensive and easy to use classes that make your code so easy to read and maintain that you I guarantee you're never going back. As soon as you tried it and see how it helps you speed up your development process, you're not going back. I guarantee you. So yeah, give it a try. No strings attached. Just head over to the installation and just follow the creating application, initial configuration, etc. It literally takes you step by step on how to use it. It's super easy to use. I don't know if you code on what's your operating system, Mac or Windows? I'm guessing Windows or Linux. Windows? Awesome. So you're probably are you using something like XAMPP or WSL? Right. Yeah, I use VS Code as well. But are you like using XAMPP for your Apache server and stuff like those recent additions to Laravel? This turns into a commercial. I'm sorry, but I'm just that passionate. hosting service that you use? Oh, okay. But locally, I mean, if you're working locally, you have to test your code. I don't know if you have to configure Apache on your own or if you're using Nginx for the local stuff. But one of the greatest additions and greatest and latest additions to the ecosystem is something called Laravel Herd. And it's basically one installation that gives you automatic local domains. Every project that you create turns into a .test domain locally, so you don't have to do absolutely anything. It runs on Nginx and it basically creates it for you. And you have the ability to have different PHP versions. Yeah, that's the most popular option, especially on Windows. But in Herd, you can actually have multiple PHP versions for your environment. So you can work on 7.4 all the way up to 8.4. You can have them concurrently, and you can have your projects use a specific version of PHP, so you can isolate a project to a specific version of PHP, or you can have them global. For example, today I was working on a legacy code base, so all I have to do here is just switch to 8.1, and now I am using PHP 8.1. And if I want to switch back to 8.2 because I'm working on a more recent project, I just come back here, PHP 8.2, and now I'm in PHP 8.2. It's that easy. You cannot believe how easy it is. I recommend it 100%. I hope you give it a try. If you have any questions regarding Laravel or anything else, you can join Discord. I have a Discord server, so you can post questions there. Let me give you the link. And I have a section for PHP as well, but I'm guessing you are more acquainted to PHP, so I'm guessing you don't need much help on that regard. But anything Livewire, Laravel, or even Filament, I'm there for you. All right, back to business. I was saying that Flowbyte also, I think they have badges here somewhere. Card, button, breadcrumbs, banner, badge. Here we go. Yeah, we can borrow some of these. Let's start with the green one. Grab this. Copy that. Let's head over to our code, and in the status, let's just paste that here. Format this a bit more so that we can see it. And just move that status into the span and delete the green. All right, good. That looks good. Maybe I would like more padding on top and bottom. Let's see, text green, text small, font medium, padding X, padding Y, maybe not 0.5, maybe 1 would be fine. And make it 2 on the X. Kind of like that. Yeah, okay. So we have badges. Cool, cool, cool. Let's try and, for example, paid should be green. That's fine. Pending, I'm guessing we can change the color to maybe yellow. But that's the thing. Now we can do that. by transforming the status column and casting that as an enum class. And on the enum class, we can add methods that will give us a color based on the enum value. Let's work on that real quick. Do we have enums already? We don't. Livewire models, providers, traits. Okay. I'm going to create an enum folder here. New folder. And then I'm going to go to the terminal, and Laravel comes with an artisan command for creating enum classes. So PHP artisan make enum. And the good thing about this is that if there is an enum folder already in your app and your application folder, it will just detect it and create that class over there. I have a project that started in vanilla PHP and did not know about frameworks back then, so I have not switched the project over because the time it would take to transfer it. Yeah, I can understand that. What I'm what I would tell you is if it's something that interests you, you could try and just take one small part of that project and maybe recreate it using Laravel. Just gauge how much time did it take you. Maybe something small. You can start small. Just create something um, very simple, but try to do it in Laravel and see how it goes. And yeah, I understand that trying to migrate an entire project from vanilla into Laravel could be daunting. That's why I'm saying that try and do one small bite. Just take a nibble. See if you like it. And if you do, then take a whole bite. This is going to be called order status. Order status. See? It already knows that it goes in enums. Put an order status class over there. So that's scaffolded for us. Let's open it and see how it looks. Right, okay. So right now we do have only two values. So I believe the method is case, start with paid. Oh, jQuery. The good old jQuery. I'm learning React myself. On Fridays, I gave myself like a challenge project so that I can learn React. But the twist is I use inertia because inertia it's like a bridge between React and Laravel so that you can work on PHP on the backend and then send data to your React component and treat it as a view. And when you load that React component, everything that you pass down from the backend into the component turns into a prop. And you have a lot of other nice additions that will allow you to not think about the backend as a separate thing, but like joining those two together. Very nice. Is it like this? No, equals paid. I don't think that's the case. Always forget the structure of enums. Yeah, it was like that. Oh, I have to give it a type. There you go. So we have paid And let's do one more. Let's call it pending. All right, good. Now what we can do is go into our model class for the add. I do not think React is better or faster to develop in PHP because React was inspired by PHP. Well, it's not that it's either better or faster. It always depends on the project. Obviously, if your project demands, like it's very heavily client side, then React will be the best call. It's not like it doesn't have to be better or faster. It's just what tool fits the project better. So it does have its advantages and its disadvantages, just like any other tool, just like any other language. I am learning it just because I don't know it, and I need kind of like learning new things just because. Doesn't mean that I have to use it in my projects, or doesn't even mean that I'm going to use it ever. But I just want to know, you know, I just want to learn. Okay, so in this class, my model class, we can cast this as, so status, that will be the column. We can cast that as the order status class, not cases, class. What are you doing? Class, thank you. So this means that we can use any value that comes from the database that matches the case of this enum will be returned as that case. So if the value from the database is paid, then you get this paid case. So that is one thing that is good. The other one is that we can add methods to this. So for example, we can add a public method. Actually, I have a snippet for this. Can add color. Um, how did this work? I think it's something like return. Hold on. I am going to remember. Return match value. Was it? I have to look this up again. Those enums are from Laravel 11. No, enums are not Laravel specific. Enums are PHP classes. So the thing that Laravel does is allows you to use enums in, for example, your model classes, meaning that Laravel does some of the heavy lifting for you, allowing you to, if you're creating a record, for example, you can just pass the, you can use the enum value into that column and Laravel will take care of the rest. And also when retrieving values from the database, Laravel will take the value from the database and cast it as the enum class so that you can use that enum class case value anywhere else. And also allows you to retrieve something like colors, but I have to look for the method somewhere. Enumeration methods. Here we go. Here, this is what I mean. See, this is not Laravel related. So we have a color function. So return match this. Okay, so return match this. And if this is, let's say, what is it? Order status paid. Then what color do we want? Green. And if it's order status, do I need to use order status or can I use self? Can I use self? I think I can use self. Self pending. Then that'll be, let's use yellow. Something like that. Okay, let me show you how this works then. I'm going to use Tinkerwell here to give you a demonstration. So let's say that we are going to grab one add. Say add, let's do add find, and let's retrieve the ID 12, which is this last one right here. All right. If I run that, I get the model class with the user ID and the status. Status is a string in the database. But what happens if I try to retrieve the status value? So if I do add status, like so, what do I get in return? Is not a string that comes from the database. It's an instance of the order status enum. Not only that, is the case that matches the value from the database. In this case, the value from the database is paid, so I get the order status case paid. So this one right here. Now, what I can do with that is I can say, give me the color that corresponds to that order status paid. And what I get in return is green. Let's find another one. Let's say which one was pending. The one before. So instead of 12, let's get 11, run that, and what we get is yellow. So we can cast the value from the database into an enum case, and that case has the methods that will give me a color. It can give me a label for each individual cases so that I can show those labels in the table. In fact, let's do that. Because right now you see I'm showing the pending value, and that's pending and with the lowercase p, or paid with a lowercase p. So I can go back to this code and I can add another method. Let's call it label. I can just grab this as is, paste it here. What did I do? Oh, geez. Paste. Come on, dude. Help me out right here. Again. Let's do that again. Add another method called label. And oh my God. VS Code, what are you being weird today? Add another method. Call it label, not HTML label. Thank you. Oh, by the way, this I should give it a string type. Add string. Just so that we are clear. This one is also string. And then I can return. Actually, let's just grab that again. Hopefully this will work. Yoink. Paste. Delete that extra. And now instead of returning a color, I can just return the word paid or the word pending. So now I can, for example, go back to my list orders table, and where I'm returning status, notice that I didn't do anything to this value. Laravel understands that if status is an enum, it's going to give me the status value, which is this right here. Whatever the value is for paid, it gives me that. It's with lowercase at the beginning, but I can choose to show something else based on that case. So instead of just using status in the table, I can do status label. I go back. Now I get the proper capitalization at the beginning. Now let's do the color. Let's do the color actually. We could, instead of using green everywhere, let's try and open and close brackets like this. And we can use status color. Actually, it's add status color. I'm gonna grab that. Go back a few words. Yoink. Let's do the same with, with the background. Paste that. Choose the color based on the status. Where else? Where else? Here. And also here. Let's see how that looks. It only worked on the first one. How so? Why? Oh, yeah. Tailwind doesn't know how to include that color. Huh. How do we do this? Nice, I didn't know that. I only use enums in the database, but in the model it was a string. Yeah, it's a very neat trick. I really liked it when I learned it. Now I just need to figure out how to bring that color in. How do I bring that color in? Think. Man, I don't know. Glass? Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, let's try that. Undo that, undo that, undo that. And then we can do, believe it's directive class. This takes in an array. In fact, let's bring it down here just for readability. All right, so default classes is whatever doesn't have a color, right? Oh, geez. So let's start with bringing text SM, XS actually. Font, medium. And have status of enum in it. Yeah, I'm gonna use status color for status color equal green, status colors equals yellow for the cases. How is Tailwind? Should I try Tailwind? How can I put this? I will tell you this. I like it because I don't like writing CSS classes myself. It does not replace CSS. It's just like it allows you to not write .css files, if that makes any sense. It takes all of the how do I put this? Hold on. It brings all the benefits from CSS, but allows you to not have to maintain CSS files. So all of the attributes, all of the CSS attributes and classes and all of the CSS attributes that you would normally all of the CSS sorry all of the CSS attributes that you would normally maintain in a .css file, you just use them directly in the class property of whatever element you're working on. I like it because of readability. I can look at a component or an HTML element and I know based on all of the attributes, all of the CSS classes, padding, what kind of font, what background, etc. I can see that directly in the HTML component and I don't have to go and hunt down a specific CSS class in a CSS file. So it makes it easier for me to read. There is the con of that is that your class properties can get super long. If something has a lot of classes, then you have a very long line of padding, background, font, and many other things. So it can get very verbose on the HTML. I don't mind. I actually like it, but there are people that don't. So it depends on your preference on that case. But I will say that in short, I like it. I find it easy to use. So I always go for it. I abandoned Bootstrap a long time ago and I just stayed with Tailwind CSS. It looks like inline CSS, and I was taught inline CSS was not best to use. Yeah, that's the con. You do end up repeating a lot of inline CSS attributes like this one. When you work with Laravel, you can abstract that and create something that is called blade components so that you alleviate the repetition of the code by creating a component, which is a snippet of code that you can then reuse over and over again and not having to have the same class attribute repeated over and over again. So there are methods to alleviate code repetition, But like I said, it does break away from the inline CSS teachings from the past, because in the past, if you were going to use inline CSS, you would do style equals, and then you will blurb all the CSS attributes in your style. And that can get that can get even worse. This one, what Tailwind CSS does is it gives you easy to read attributes that tells you what CSS attributes are being used. So instead of having to write, for example, font style, column, and then the value for that, Tailwind CSS just writes that for you and gives you attributes that will abstract all of the CSS styles that you would normally have to write by yourself. So it's not a one-to-one metric. There are sometimes attributes in Tailwind CSS that will create more, that will translate to a lot of CSS code. So that's the benefit. But yeah, if you don't like inline classes and you don't like long lines of class attributes with values that are very long, then it might take you a while to get used to it. It did took me a while to me. Well, not a while, but took me a second to wrap my head around it. But once you do, like everything else, when you like it and when it clicks, it's like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. You can add Tailwind in your CSS files using apply. That's correct. If you prefer to abstract all of those long lines and have them in a CSS file, you can do so too. Like I said, you have options. You have many ways of adjusting the code to your likings. It doesn't have to be one way. You have options to minimize code repetition, keep everything in a CSS file, etc. Yeah. So that is where components, etc. You can still create your own groups of classes for reusability. That's correct. But at that point, like you said, you could pretty much just create your component. Did I say hi to you? I don't think I didn't say hi to you, right? You could split. How you doing, man? I'm sorry. How you doing? Doing well. Awesome. I'm very glad to hear that. All right. So class, font medium. And then we have ME. I don't even know what ME is. Is it margin? Margin end of 2, padding X of 2, padding Y of 1, make it rounded. And then those are going to go away. Now, let's add the conditional ones. So if add status color green is green, then we do the green text. So yeah, let's do BG green 100, text green 800, and then dark BG green 900, dark text green 300. But if, in fact, let's just double yoink and paste, and then replace green with yellow. Now we can get rid of this class here. Mm, there, delete. Let's see, hey, let's see if that works. Ugh, dang it, didn't. What happened? Let's examine this. One sec. Inspect. It's adding the BG green to all of them. And it's not adding the padding though. Why? I think the key is supposed to be. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing it the other way around. You are absolutely right. There you go, you genius, you. And there is another person I didn't say hi to. Unruly Hot Fixer, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for joining me a long time ago, and I ignored you and I didn't say hi, and I'm sorry. I apologize. You're awesome. There you go. Now we have badges that change color depending on the value from the database, which is a string, but we turn it into an enum, and that enum gives us colors and labels, and it's awesome, and it's working, and everything's great. Looks good, Thirsty Pooch. How you doing, man? Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're having a great day. And yes, it looks good, but you know what could be better? Make it look better? Icons. Should we add icons? Maybe a check mark? Maybe a clock? Yes, let's add icons. What we can do is, what can we do here? Oh, I remember. I saw Caleb Porcio do this, and I thought it was really cool. So maybe I can show you how to dynamically load blade components. Yes. Okay, we're gonna need a few things. First of all, we're gonna need 2 blade components for the icons. Normally, I would bring in something called Toolstack UI. Toolstack UI? No, Blade UI. So if you ever need to have, no, not that. Yes, it is. But in this case, It's like the Vampire Hunter of views. That was a great movie. Did you see did you see the latest Can't Live Without Dynamic Components? Yes, they're awesome. Can't believe I'm blanking out on this too. Did you see Deadpool? The second one? Yeah. Man, I'm just like I know what I want to say, but my brain says, nope, I'm gonna just chill. You figure it out. Deadpool and Wolverine. Yes, such a great movie. And when Blade showed up, man, that was awesome. It has a third one. I even forget that there was a second one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. So, if you ever need a to have all of the heroicons, that's how you pronounce it. Actually, if you ever need to have all heroicons in your Laravel and have them as blade components like this, you can reach for blade icons. And it's just one installment and one quick change to your folder structure. And there you go. You can use all of the hero icons as blade components. And I would do that if it wasn't that, I only need two. So in my case, I'm just going to create two components myself and bring in, just use the SVG values. So let's do that. Or actually, no, you know what? Because this is important and maybe you want to use the library, let's just bring everything. Why not? Where's the installation for hero icons? You have so many options of all of these icon libraries. Where's hero icons? Heroicons, sorry. Okay, here we go. So you just do composer require heroicons blade. And if I'm not mistaken, you need to add one folder. But it's not explained here why. Hold on. Oh, here we go. So you need to create an SVG folder, an empty SVG folder inside resources. So let's do that real quick. Otherwise, it won't work. So inside resources, just create a new folder, call it SVG, and that's it. Now, I can go in here and, for example, in this span, I can do something like X heroicons. Hold on. Let me get the name. Let me get the name right. Hero icon O, and I think this one's called, you have to look up the exact name actually. So let's head over to heroicons.com. Just look for check. Yeah, just check. And the O in the name stands for outline. You have outline, you have solid, mini, and micro. Let's actually use micro. How do you use micro? PHP 6? That was a long time ago, dude. I've been using PHP since version, I want to say 4. No, I'm lying. PHP is that? Hold on. 2017. It's got to be more. Historical releases. 7, that's more recent. 5.6. No, it was before that. 2014. It was in the 2001. Yeah, 4. Actually, I started on version 4 of PHP around 2000, 2001. To answer your question, I don't know. It was never released. 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Did it went up to 7? 5.4, 5.4, 5.6. Yeah, you're right. Never released. I didn't know that actually. I think I jumped from 5. Yeah, you're right. It was never released. So it was great because we never had it. I didn't even remember that. So I think I jumped. I used 5.6 at some point, and then when I came back, this is what happens. My first job was a PHP as a PHP developer. You've been writing PHP, Thirsty? That's nice. Awesome. How you liking it? I hope you're using Laravel. So, I started my career as a PHP developer around 2001, 2002. My first job, I started using PHP, yeah, whatever version that was, like 4. And then I slowly went up to 5, 5.6. Thing is, around that era, 5.6 was the last one I used. I stopped coding for like 7 years. I got a job at Intel as a second level support specialist. And for 7 years, I did not touch PHP. And then when I came back to PHP, it was already in version 7.4. So I skipped all of the 5s and all of the 7 up to 7.4, which was in around, yeah, 2021. That's why I don't remember. How do I use micro? Hmm, 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 hmm. But what's the difference between micro and mini? Pro icon M? Check. I started at PHP 14 years ago. I think it was version 5.2, but it didn't really matter because the PHP version at work at the time was PHP version 3. Oof, sucks. When I started my latest job, PHP version was, yeah, 7.4, and we have been slowly moving it up to, yeah, we're up to 8.1. So many breaking changes though. It has been a pain, and we stopped there. We need to move up to 8.3 at some point, but it's such a old legacy code that, yeah, the amount of time that it takes, only if only if it's absolutely necessary, that's when we do it. Let's see if this worked. Jesus freaking. Okay, it worked, but we need to size it. Class size, right? Size 4, size 2. It's not online. It's not in line. So maybe size 4, but we need to do something here. Flex item center, justify center. Why? 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 Oh, it's because it's inside the span. Okay, so let's take that. Crap. Okay, no, I know what to do. Instead of putting the flexing here, put it in the span. Kinda. Yeah, it was a pain because we upgraded everything painfully slow, as it should be. The faster you go, the more dangerous it is. We had our own data center, which took months to upgrade. Had to upgrade hardware, and that was one of the many bottlenecks in upgrading PHP. Yeah, that's the other thing. We run At my job, we run Ubuntu servers for the most part. If you want to upgrade PHP, you have to upgrade Ubuntu because Ubuntu, the latest version, already had PHP, like the version that you have to use for the Ubuntu release. And if you want to move on to a higher version of PHP, you have to move on to a higher version of Ubuntu. As far as I understand, I'm not the I'm not the server guy, but yeah, it's a pain. CentOS. Oh, I see. I I'm not a Linux guy either, so I wouldn't even know the which one's best. Maybe Justify Center is not the play here. Maybe Justify Between. No, it's not either. Hmm. How about we do inline flex instead? Okay. And then it's not a matter of justify between, it's just a matter of gap 2. There you go. I like that. All right, so now let's try and switch the icons. But for that, but for that, okay, so there is something that you can do. Let me see if I can remember correctly. You can do something like X dynamic component, something like that. And then you pass component to this. And this will be the component that you load. So we can say X heroicon M, and then let's say that we have something like add status icon, right? We go back to the enum. We add another method. I'm going to copy this one. Yoink. 6 down, paste. Let's call this icon. And for paid, let's go with check. And for pending, what's the icon I'm looking for here? X mark? X mark. Did you notice that micro does not? Maybe it's just the size. Anyway, X mark is what I'm looking for. And let's remove that there. Did I misspell it? Or do I not have to include the X? Probably not the X. Misspelling? Yeah, there you go. That'll do it. Heoricon. Hey, what's that dot over there? That's weird, right? Oh, because I'm loading it twice, you moron. Now I have to give this a size. Sorry, class. And give it a size. Maybe something smaller. Maybe 1. Maybe 2. Maybe 3. Okay, fine, 4. And now we have dynamic icons. You misspelled. That's funny. All right. Yeah, I kind of like. Well, that wasn't. I actually wanted clock, didn't I? Oh, that's a good thing. That's not the icon that I wanted. So what do? I just go back to the enum, and instead of X mark, I think there was one called clock. Yeah, just clock. So just like that. Yes, that doesn't trigger. There you go. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? It is cool. All right, awesome. Yeah, how long have we been streaming for? Feels like an eternity. 2 hours. Yeah, no wonder. Okay, let's do a pause here. We managed to do a lot. We have a very nice icon. We have a nice table. We just need to start polishing this table a little bit more. Next Monday, we're gonna do pagination. We're gonna do quick search. We're gonna do column sorting, and then link to the checkout. And I think that'll be it. And that'll give me some time to just go through the code and find places where we need to still polish some of the things that we already did. And we need more navigation up here, of course. Maybe not. We'll see. But anyway, I think we're going to stop here. So thank you so much, everyone who joined me today on YouTube and Twitch. It was awesome to hang out with you guys. If you found any of this helpful, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, joined me on Twitch if you're not doing so already. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. And if you're on Twitch, just stand by because we are going to find someone to raid. It's always fun. And let's put on some music while we do so. Let's see who is live today. We have ferrets, we have bunnies, and that's it. Yeah, let's go and watch some ferrets just to chill for the rest of the night. That's always nice. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. If you're in the United States, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you on Monday. Where is the button? Okay, bye.